Hello, my Teaserking family. Apologize, I wasn't able to be on yesterday, but I am here until about a quarter to one. So we got an hour and a half, and then I have a workshop to go to, and I might come back on after. So traveling tomorrow, I had to go to the bank and the post office and did my tax return and all that shit. So I got a little bit of food. So I'm taking like nuts and my 90 chocolates to on the plane. You can carry on some food. They don't care. So I go to Philly, and then I got 5 hours, and then I fly to Barcelona tomorrow night, and that's that. I had an interesting conversation at the library yesterday. I had to do my tax forms. The state forms I do manually, and then I mail them. So I had to get the form and get that out before the trip. I didn't, because I'll be gone past the 15th. And I see this girl, and she's telling me all this, oh my God, end of the world with the globalists controlling and taking your money and putting us in these little bubble cities where we can only go 15 miles. And I can see how people are so afraid of this. And I sit there and go, but it'll never happen. You've got to have an economy. If the government has no money, how the fuck are they going to run? Oh, the globalists have money. Their money is going to be worthless too. Unless they have gold and silver, all money's worthless. So I'm sitting there going, and they need people to pay tax. So we're all going to be slaves. We're all going to, what? We can't work, or we got to work from home. What if I work 20 miles away? I can't go to work. What if I want to go to the casino? I go to MGM to play poker. I can't go. So what, MGM is going to go out of business because nobody can go down to gamble? And they're just going to sit there and let that happen? And how about Vegas? I want to go to Vegas. What are they going to do? Put all the airlines out of business? Put Vegas out of business? And you think these big companies are just going to sit there and go, oh, that's okay, not a problem. We'll do that. I just don't understand the globalist point. And then the best part is gold. Okay. So let's say they want to pull my money out of my bank. I don't have any money in the bank. They want my house. I don't have a house. I'm in an apartment. What are they going to do? Take my apartment? How are they going to do that? They're going to take my car. Are you going to put Shell, Mobil, and Exxon out of business because I have a gas-powered car? And these giants, you're just going to shut them down because I have to drive electric? Or how do you think Saudi Arabia and let's say Saudi Arabia, how do you think they're going to react in the Middle East? We still buy their oil. We might not see what it is now is they only take US dollars for their oil. That's what switched. Now they'll say, we'll take any currency. We'll just do the math and go, oh, you need 100 rubles equals, so many gallons, and in dollars, we need so many dollars to buy the gallons. So it's not like we're not still working with Saudi Arabia. They're just not taking the US dollar as the only dollar. That's what's changed. You think they're going to sit there and, well, sorry, we're just doing electric and that's it. And you think that's going to be gold? So that's my point is I don't see these other companies just going to go broke. You're going to, what? I'm flying American tomorrow. You think they're going to go broke? Will I be able to travel to Europe to see my girlfriends? And the whole thing. I'm not going to be able to eat. You think Kroger's is going to go out of business and all this? And then my favorite is Bill Gates buys all the farmland. Okay, so he's spending a lot of money. Is he going to farm? That means he's got to hire people. Or he doesn't farm, he just takes the land off the market. Now you got a bunch of worthless land. If there's no demand for it, it's worthless. If there's no demand for it, it's worthless. If it's hit an iceberg and it's sinking, it's worthless. So Warren Buffett's got $2 billion in cash. 2 billion times zero is zero. What's he going to do? He doesn't have any gold. The central banks have gold, but these rich guys listening to their financial planners are in stocks. I see Bitcoin's climbed to 29,000. My explanation there is that people are flooding out of the banking. If you notice, gold's way up also. Gold was up a lot today. Let's take a look. Gold. Silver's up to 25.51, Bobby. I'm sure you're happy with that. Or 25.22. Okay, it's gone down a little. It was 25.50. So it's 25.22 going up to 26, and gold's at 2006. It was at 2024. The 10 o'clock drop. Amazing how at 10 o'clock it dropped to the derivative price. This is why I bitched. That's the derivative price that knocked it down. Nobody sold an ounce of gold, right? And then it sprang back. So I expect it back at 2020. So that's what gold's doing. Just a second. So it's still holding that 2020 on its way up. Merely, it'll be, I don't know if it'll see 3,000. I think it'll go right to 5 or 10 once they reset it. I hear the Nigeria guy, president, saying, well, for all you guys, I wouldn't stay in dollars. So they're making the switch away from dollars, which is going to cause inflation, which is going to make the dollar, like I said, nobody wants her. So now if somebody is going after you, like let's say the government wants to start taxing you or doing these other things, what are they going to do? Take your bank account. I don't have a bank. I have like $3,000 in the bank account, and that's because I'm traveling. And then it's, what are you going to take? My house? Don't have a house. And you don't know about my gold. And even if you do know about it, you can't take it. I'm not giving it to you. And you don't know how much I have or where it is. So that's really the point, is we need to get off the radar. You certainly, if you have money in the bank, they're going to take it. And so you got $100,000 in the bank. They then pull $50,000 out if you owe them $50,000, or they'll make it up. Or they'll garnish your salary, or they'll seize your house. There's a lot of that going on now. So it's becoming pretty communistic now. This is like Russia, which is not good. And that's what's happening. So the Titanic is sinking. Now, the part of the puzzle that I don't understand is these guys are so stupid. Do we really think they're capable of coming out with digital currency and this plan? And you need the government, and we're going to you can't drive 10 miles away, and you got to drive in electric cars, and you got to, you can't eat meat, and you can't do this, and you can't do that, and everything will be drone. It'll be like Star Wars. Do you think the government can do this shit? Really? Our government? They can't even build a road. I mean, I don't really. Look how long it takes when there's road construction. I mean, it's just, they're not capable of doing it, because they're not hiring the best and brightest. They're hiring people that are connected based on their political views, who have no idea. Like, I hear the guy running the airlines for the government is some idiot that doesn't know what he's doing. So I don't see how they ever can put this in place. And believe me, when you start fucking with people's money, you're going to have a whole lot of people protesting in Washington. So anyway, you need to be in gold just to get out of the bank, to get off the radar, to get out of the system. They can't take your money if they don't know you have any, right? I was looking for an apartment to move from here. And they said, well, I said, but I'm not working. I'm getting Social Security and unemployment, and you have a pension. I go, I already cashed it in. But I didn't want to say as I bought gold and silver, so I just said, well, I had a pension and I took the buyout. I got the money in the bank. Well, what if you spend the money? Well, what if I lose my job? It's such a stupid thing. You have a more of a chance of losing your job than you do spending your pension. But either way, uh, I was at this apartment for 3 years before Alabama. I paid every fucking month. What do you shouldn't be worried about me. So they said, well, we don't have anything available anyway. And I'm like, whatever. And off we went. But I don't know why they're so worried about money in that credit score. My credit score is getting hurt because I'm paying minimum on my credit cards because I'm assuming they're going to go to zero and I won't owe on it. So why pay $5,000 on a credit card that's going to go to zero? Now at the airport tomorrow, I'm going to bring this in my suitcase, but I'm going to empty this right in the tray, in the plastic tray. I'm going to put it in the plastic tray with quarters, with a couple bucks in quarters and this. They'll see change. They won't care. I don't think they're looking for this anyway. I could probably just leave it like this and it probably won't be a big deal. But I like just putting it with the change and my keys and my shoes and all that shit. So it really doesn't show anyway. And I'm going to try to bring my workout bag, this, and hopefully it's not too big. And when I went to Portugal, I went Detroit to Frankfurt and Frankfurt to Lisbon. They didn't care. It was an international flight. They didn't care. But since I'm going to Philly and then to Barcelona, I'm hoping that won't be. They won't charge. This is the computer bag you can carry on, and I'll just put it under the seat going to Philly. It's an hour and a half flight, but to go to Barcelona, I should be able to put it in the overhead. But this will be in my pocket and my passport always. And then the plugs and the computer will go in there and my, and then you need this when you go to Europe. This is a European, because the plugs are different. You need to plug this into the wall and then you plug your other into that. So you always need that when you travel to different countries because the US is set up different. So this is like the Europe, the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean. So there's a lot that go on the same power outlet that doesn't fit the US's power outlet. So I will bring that and this and the pass. So this I got to keep on me. When we go to the beach, I'll go in the water and then Jenna goes in the water and we're always watching like my wallet and other key stuff that can't get into the water. So she's on the train from 21 hours from her city in the Ukraine to the Polish border, and then she buses to the airport where she's got a hotel, and then she shuttles to the plane tomorrow morning. And she'll be tomorrow in Barcelona. I leave tomorrow, be there Friday. So works out perfectly. And the good thing to know is if you're meeting your girlfriend or somebody in another country, right? And they're arriving before you. And I've done this before. It's perfectly fine where as long as your friend says, here's the reservation, and I've set it to the hotel in the comments, my girlfriend, Jenna's going to be arriving a day early, let her get the room, which I've already kind of paid for. I pay at the site, but basically I got the reservation. So I said, let her get the room, and then she gets the buffet, Friday morning, and then I arrive 9:00 Friday. So when I arrive, it'll be, I told her to get the buffet and then grab some food for me because I'll be hungry 9 a.m. After being up all night. How much do you sleep on the plane? And and that's it. So she'll be there. So I'm looking forward to that. I got an interview today. I got a call at the bank. And so we're going to interview. I'm going to interview at the airport at 5 o'clock tomorrow in Philadelphia. They said they want to interview you tomorrow. And I'm like, I can. I'm leaving. I'm flying all day. We can do Friday. But again, and they said, well, how about 5 o'clock? I said, yeah, my plane leaves at 7. I'll board it at 6. So my plane's 7:30. So we board it, let's say 6:30. So five works, 5 to 5:30, and then I'll go to the gate. I said, yeah, that'll work. So that's impressive that I'll take the interview while I'm sitting at the airport waiting for my flight. Actually, it gives me something to do, so I don't mind. We'll see what happens. Apparently, they applied 12 resumes, and they only chose me, so that makes me feel good. Mostly probably because of my Mercedes work. When you work for Mercedes and you work for the Germans, it's people respect that. But I applied for this job in like January, and people, this is what I'm saying, they're just not hiring, they're grabbing resumes. So if you're trying to get work, don't give up. Just realize it's a slow process that they're going to do, that they're going to go at they're going to later on, they're going to hold your resume, let's say, or they put it on hold. They're gathering resumes. They want to see what's happening with the economy, with the inflation. And so they don't know. And back to the government, it's beautiful. The dollar's collapsing, but these chuckleheads are Keynesians. They think that if I print all this money, nothing happens to the money. They don't realize that the money becomes worth less and less and less the more you print. They don't get that concept. They think I can just keep printing. It's not going to lose value. Sort of like Cheerios, right? I can just keep putting boxes on the shelves and nothing's going to happen. It's not how money works. The more you print, the less it's worth. And that's going to be the savior for all of us, is economics, of course. And they don't know that. That's why if you get into gold, it's the only investment, there's zero risk with probably over 1,000% return easily. Look at gold at 2,000, goes to 4,000, you made 100%. So if it goes to 50,000, keep going. So you made, okay, let's say 500% or whatever that percentage is. Silver, you're going to make over 1,000, but you have no risk. There's no Madoff. Nobody can come and say, it's been a Ponzi scheme. You never really had money, or it can't be a Enron where, we fucked around with revenues. We're really broke, or Ritz where the people can't pay the mortgage and therefore the RIT you have with us at 8%, zero. Or Attack on Wall Street where he kills everybody because his investment got fucked because they couldn't pay their rents. Therefore, it's all worthless. You can't have that with gold. Gold's a no-brainer. You win. You can't lose. You can't go to zero. Just keep it shush. But that way you're off the radar. You're not in the bank. You don't have to worry about FDIC, and off you go. So this is the point. That's what you got to really understand. This gets you off the radar, and who knows what the government I hear they're going to try to take land, which they did in Texas. Trump did it too, where to build the wall, he needed to buy the land to put the wall up. Well, that's pretty common. I knew a guy when I was younger, my friend's family was living on this land, and they put a highway and they bought his house so they could build the highway. Well, they got paid for it. It's not like they steal it. They gave him fair market value for the house, and he sold the house. So that's pretty common that happens. And this is how they're going after your money with the inflation. It's the valuing it, right? So now nobody has money. It's all the value. But the problem the government doesn't understand is you can't have a government if there's no money, and you have to have money to have an economy. So if you kill the economy, you don't have a government either. So you can't control us if there's no economy if you get rid of the dollar and all this bullshit you're trying to Star Wars us, Darth Vader, I mean, it just doesn't work. And that's the beauty of gold. It gets you off of that and keeps, so if I want to fly to Europe, I have gold to buy the ticket, apparently. I don't know. Then my other point is, so you're going to put the airlines out of business. You're going to put Mobil and Exxon out of business, and Shell, and the Saudis aren't going to be happy, and Putin's not happy, and China's not happy because China needs us to buy their goods. They make it cheap, although that's starting to go to India where they're making all the shit because they're even cheaper than China now, and they need us to buy it. So there's too many people that I can't see just going along with this shit. Willing to go bankrupt, Shell. Well, we'll just stop selling oil. Really? You're just going to get out of the Shell and Mobil and Exxon. You're just going to get out of it, and there won't be a Kroger's or grocery stores anymore. And all these people are just going to get out. You're going to kill us all. Like what? It's insane. It's really insanity what I hear, and it just. But the problem is the economist in me, the market, and all this shit that I do, that I teach you, you can't do it. It doesn't make sense that what you're planning can exist without the free market, without Austrian economics. Because once you got communism and nobody works, you don't have an economy. That's why Russia collapsed. That's why China collapsed. That's why these countries collapse. And that's why they buy gold, because their economies can't work, but the gold saves them. And the U.S. has no gold. So what the fuck are they thinking? That they're going to have all this money and it's not an issue? So anyway, that's how I view it. So the Titanic, now that Saudi Arabia signed with BRICS, it really isn't. We already knew that. So things we already know are just being formalized. This is, I'm traveling to Spain, and I'm like, is my dollar still going to be, can I still use my dollar? Is Spain taking our dollar? Now, I checked yesterday, and it's supposed to be okay. I should be able to use the ATM, my debit card, and my credit card, because they're still dealing with the US dollar. Even though it's losing value, so is the euro. So as long as the FX rate's there, I go buy dinner with my debit card, $50 or whatever. They'll take it, and off we go. They buy the dinner, and they'll take it. So as far as I know, I'm not taking a lot of cash, but I put money in the bank for the debit card. So if I need to, I'm using the debit or credit card to pay for dinner. Hotel's already paid for, the flight's already paid for. So I need a taxi back and forth, and then I just need a dinners and shopping. And if we take a boat and shit like that, we'll go on the beach. If we buy the little hammock or the little, the mattress with the overhead, then that's about what I'll need for. And if I need money for that or not, I don't know. I think we can use credit. In Odessa, we did that, and I used my debit card to pay for it. But that's what all this, you got to know. I don't need COVID test. I have the negative COVID test. Or I have the vaccine in here somewhere. Yeah. Don't need these. I have my COVID vaccine card, which I show them. And I should take some more Teaserking cards in case I meet fans in Spain. So I got my Teaserking cards. I leave these in my wallet. I hand them out just because people love the color combination. So not only is it Teaserking, but when you see this card, you never see a card like this before. And my buddy Irina, the one who just had the baby, designed it. That's how smart she is. I'll tell you, these Romanian girls, these Russian girls are very fucking smart. So I keep telling her, get into marketing, but There's not a lot of marketing jobs in Romania, unfortunately. Anyway, so that's all I have to present if I need to present it at all. And anyway, so I went to the bank, got my groceries, and really I'm just going to pack up my bag with my computer and the cords and some dress shoes. That my suitcase is pretty full. Toothbrush, all that shit. I'm bringing my Polo cologne aftershave, whatever you call it. It's 4 ounces, and I'm wrapping it up, and I hope it won't be a problem that they won't flag it and take it. But if they do, they do. But hopefully they won't. Because Jenna's like, well, where's your aftershave? I go, well, it says a liquid. Will they let the liquid go through? But I think they're coming a little bit more lax at the airport security. We'll see. But that was the beginning of the end. 9/11 was planned. And then all this TSA and all that shit was just stealing our rights. For us to have to take off our belt and shoes to go on an airplane is absolutely ridiculous. It really is, because I don't know. Are terrorists really putting shit in their shoes and blowing up planes? I don't know. Hard to say, but if they do, it's so infrequent. And if they know that's what's going on, wouldn't they put it somewhere else, or wouldn't they find another way to do it? And why do an airplane? So I don't know. But anyway, so that's what we got to face. But anyway, I'm going to keep this separate in the change in that plastic, and then this I'll leave in my black bag, and then when I board the plane, I'll put it back in and put it back in my pocket and sleep with my hand on my gold and silver. Don't touch it if I fall asleep. Although going to Philly won't be a problem. And then I'll try to get a row by myself. When you go international, usually if you ask them, there'll be the rows like 3 people with nobody, and then there's nobody there, and you go, can I move up to that row? And they don't care. Usually you're fine. And that's about it. So I'm pretty much ready for that. I've done my taxes, and then I'm telling you to buy your gold, get out of the system, get out of the bank. The banks are crashing. The dollar's crashing. Your only hope is really gold and silver to benefit, because you're going to lose. The dollar value is going to zero. Now so say you got 25 grand and you're safe at home like I do. The new currency comes out, and I'm going to change. I'm going to take my money out of the safe and buy the new currency. That's what should happen. I don't know how they cannot have another currency. It makes no sense, because you still need it, to do I know I'm going to use my debit card to pay for dinner there and pay for airlines parking. And I paid for the hotel and the airplane with my debit card. But, there's still tipping at the airport. There's tipping at the hotel. What are you going to do? Wait a minute. Here's a debit card. You go to the restaurant. Maybe they only take cash. I mean, not every restaurant takes debit and credit card when you're in Europe. Here they do, but not there. So we will see. It's all, we'll see what happens, but that's kind of what I'm preparing for. So I'm not bringing a lot of cash, but if I need, let's say we go to the beach, we need to pay for it with cash for the mattress. Okay, so I'll cash in a few €100, and otherwise I won't, and I'll use my debit card to pay for food and stuff like that. So what else? So gold's up, silver's up. Silver will go to 26, and then it's going to go to 35. When it hits 35, it ain't coming back to 26. So that's why I say go buy it now, because, okay, now let's say silver is $50 an ounce. You're going to go buy 10 ounces of it. Now that's $500. So that's really it. Let's check eBay. Let's see what eBay's got for us. Let's see. Well, gold's 2007 and silver 2522. Let's go to our eBay account. So I'm confused. So this guy runs an auction, gets 33 for it. This guy, I don't know what he did. He did a buy it now at 27. And then underneath it, the guy got 36. So the guy who did the buy it now fucked up at 27. So anyway, we got 33, we got a 36, we got a 32, we got a 30, here's a 34. So these are the bullion, not actual money silver. So they're doing well. Let's go to the regular silver. So 1 ounce silver is $40. So the silver's 40. And that's as of sold April 12th, and today's April 12th. That's sold today. This one's 99, but it's a proof one. So we're not buying proof. We're buying just regular coins. Here you go, $39, $40. I just bought 10 of them at 35. I paid 30. He didn't change the price of his okay, gold. These are half ounces selling for 1900. They're MS 69s, which I don't understand why they're going for that much. But let's get to regular gold. They have all these graded ones, which don't make a difference. All right, here we go. So American Eagle, $2,500. Buy it now. He sold it on a buy it now at 25.05. A gold eagle, investment coin. It's not really an investment coin. It's a safety coin. It's to get off the Titanic. See, a lot of them are graded, but this is not something you need graded on. Here's a 1/10 of an ounce, 229. That's about, oh yeah, I paid about 230 for them. So that price that's a cheap price. Here's a kangaroo, 150. And here's a quarter ounce, just a regular quarter ounce, 640. I paid about 530, 540 for mine. So you can see they're going up. Here's the Maple Leaf 10th ounce, 270. That's what I would expect the US one to go for. Yeah, here's a Liberty, 10th of an ounce, 259. So again, do you bid it or do you put it on a buy it now? Here's a half ounce, 13 and a quarter for a half ounce. Beautiful. Here's a half ounce, 14.50. Now it says uncirculated, but you're really not buying. You're buying the ounce of or half ounce of gold. And here's our quarter ounce Maple Leaf, 584. So we're doing okay. Here you go. Here's a 10th of an ounce Eagle. This one's 280. So I spent 230 for it. Let's see. Okay, I've got this one, 579 or 575. This is amazing. This is a quarter ounce, got $1,300. It should only have gotten 15 bids. So it looks like gold, you want to auction off, you want to bid it as opposed to buy it now. The sports cards, you want to buy it now, but these look like you want to just, this is quarter ounce gold eagle, 15 bids, $1,300. Unbelievable. Here's a hat. Well, holy shit. Well, this is a proof. There's a half ounce for 1875, but it's a proof. Here's a half ounce, 1725. Well, the fucking ounce is only 20. What's it going for? Let's see if I can actually find it. Half ounce, 1249. Here's a half ounce, 1249. It is graded MS 69, which means nothing. Here's actually Australia has a 20th of an ounce. So if you want to buy gold, this is a 20th of an ounce for 150. So I don't want to hear I can't afford it. You just got to buy these Australian 20th of an ounce. The cheapest American is a 10th of an ounce. And I was showing you those are about 275. Here's a panda you can get 1/20th for 164. So for 1/20th of an ounce. Okay, here we go. So the Americans are getting 21.53. So figure an ounce of gold is 21.50 for most of them. That quarter ounce is 600. Jenna will be happy with that. Here you go. Quarter ounce Americans, 661. And she's getting one of those. So she's a happy camper. You got to keep your woman happy. And here's the Cougaran 600. She's getting one of those too. See, it's good. Like they'll make like the guy at the coin store will like give you a Cougaran is like less. Well, here a quarter ounce Cougaran $600, and the quarter, and like here this is 661. So this is a $60 difference in these quarter ounces, and the question is why? It's a quarter ounce of gold. What the fuck? Why would you pay more for an American? My whole thesis is why am I paying more for an American than a Cougaran? It's a quarter ounce of gold. Do I really give a fuck if it's an American or a Cougaran? All being equal, it's a quarter ounce of gold. It's not like jewelry where, is it 18 karat or 14 karat or the carat? The carats don't enter into the coins. You're buying an ounce, you're buying a quarter ounce, and you can see it doesn't matter which country. All you want is it's produced by the country. Now you get these older ones that there's still money and they're, like walking liberties and stuff. Well, those are government coins, the same. But that's why I buy the Cougarans. They're cheaper, and I'm buying the ounce of gold. And I think at the end of the day, it'll all wash out. So the Americans get a little bit more. But this is like our currency. Well, it's worth a little bit more. Oops. Oh, wait, we hit the iceberg. I guess it's not. So you definitely want to get out of the banks. And now, so where's the money going? It's going into Bitcoin. You can see it going into gold. So what this tells me, what eBay tells me is demand. Is there demand for our gold? And that's what you're asking. Well, professor, you do all your economics, and what do you show? Demand. And then price follows, right? Mantle card, price is here. The Brady cards, the Montana cards, here the demand's here, the price is here. Gold and silver. Is there still demand for gold. And you can see, yes, it's 2150, but what's the spot on gold? It's 2010 or something like that. They're getting $150 more for gold now than the spot. That's the derivative bullshit COMEX that is what I'm warning you about. That is not accurate. COMEX should be 2150. That's what eBay is. But eBay should not be 2150. eBay's fucking around with COMEX. And my point is when they take COMEX out and let eBay run the market and you can see the demand, you're gonna see a zero after the 2150. It's gonna be 21,500 because where is it getting its base from? Well, the spot price of COMEX, which most people don't understand, it's derivatives, it's price fixed. They're keeping the price down, so you stay in dollars. But because it's a world currency, you've got these other countries, people in India and China and Russia, who are on eBay buying it, and they're paying 2150, and they're loving it. The big central banks are buying the James Bond bars, the Goldfinger bars. Us commoners are buying the coins. And that's really what is going on. So what's demand? You go to eBay. Is there demand? Yes, you can see it on eBay, so you know there's demand for it. And what you're trying to find out is I got asked so here's economics at play at the pool with the lifeguard. The lifeguard goes, I want to do power washing. What do you think of power washing driveways? And I says, well, I don't know. I never got mine power washed when I owned my house. We did power wash the deck. I said, maybe decks. Or maybe you do both. You just power wash. I think they just get a hose and they squirt it. And I told them, check the demand out. Is there demand for your product and price? And can you make money at it? See, is there a demand for power wash? Is there demand for gold? What's it selling for? Gold selling at 2150 now. So I could pull out my quarter ounce that I paid $530 for. So I could basically take this quarter ounce that I paid $530 for and sell it for $640. I can make $110. But I don't want to make $110 when I can make 10,000 on it. So when it hits 50,000, this is going to be worth a quarter of 50,000. Well, let's go to 40,000. Makes this worth 10 grand. Why would I sell it for 600 when I can get 10 grand for it? That's what my whole thesis. I'm using thesis today. That's the whole point of what I've been trying to hammer home to everybody is I don't want to sell it now when I can sell it later. How do you know it's going up? Well, demand for one, inflation for another, ruining this, Titanicking this, and as people get out of the banks, they go to gold. Now, maybe they want them in Bitcoin, but what is Bitcoin? I'd rather be in gold than Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin's not as COMEX controlled. That's why you see it at 30,000, but a lot of Bitcoin's Russian and China, right? You're fucking with the Russians and Chinas and Bitcoin, which can easily go to zero, where gold can't do anything but go up. Because you can't control it. You can't say it's not worth anything or pull the plug. I was watching something on YouTube yesterday, and this guy's crying because he says, "Oh, I'm going to buy silver. I'm going to retire. I'm going to get out of stocks. I'm going to buy silver." And he goes, "Oh, that's safe. That's not going down." But what does he do? He did what the whatchamacallit brothers did to try to corner the market. They didn't buy the physical, they bought the derivatives. That's why it fucked. He didn't buy physical silver, he bought a silver mine. So he buys, I don't know what he put into the silver mine, he buys the mine, he buys the stock like an idiot. Well, the company is crooked, so they go bankrupt one day and then open up as a new company the next. Well, he gets fucked. He gets made off because they don't tell him this is happening. And all of a sudden he checks his balances as zero because the mine went bankrupt and went out of business. And here comes the new, and then all of a sudden it comes under a different company the mine, because he knows the mine's got inventory. But he didn't do it properly. He didn't buy the physical. If you buy the physical, you can't wake up broke. This is the point I'm hammering home, to buy the physical. I've got the physical. You can't tell me it doesn't have value. I go on eBay. I see the value going up. I'm fine with it. Okay, the value is going up on eBay. I'm fine. I'm a happy camper. Not that I need eBay, because I know it's going to go up, because I know what's happening with Russia, China, and now Saudi Arabia and the BRICS countries, and our inflation, and all our Darth Vader. We're going to make everybody slave theory, which will never work. See, they're trying to scare people to needing it. Oh, I guess our only hope is to have them feed us, and we won't have anything. We'll like it. That's never going to happen. Too many people are going to say, fuck you, because we're Americans. We don't want to hear that shit, right? I'm about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which is why I do what I do, because I want to give you life and give you liberty and pursue your happiness by telling you to get the fuck out of this and get into this. And you'll be very happy and you'll be fine. And your girlfriends or wives will be very happy, or your boyfriends, depending on if I got my female watchers or not, if Kenzie's on. So you'll have that. That's your protection. That's what I'm doing. Just like football, I give you winners to make you money so you can buy this shit. So it all comes around. I noticed that they're gonna, like, 1099 if you make $600 sales on PayPal next year. Nick was warning me they won't take it. They'll still take PayPal. So now, like, if you want the season, it's going to be $5.99. I won't take a $600 sale. I'll take a $5.99 sale, and then that keeps the IRS off my back. And that's what happens. There's always a way around their bullshit. That's because they don't do things at market. So I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I don't see the airlines going out of business. You got these professional teams. They're building stadiums. They're doing these long contracts, and Coke and Pepsi and the shoe company. Do you think they're all going to go out of business? Because you need somebody to buy it. Are we not going to work? What the fuck are these idiots thinking? We're going to control everybody. They're not going to control everybody. They're going to control the poor, like in San Francisco. So what happened in California? San Francisco is totally desolate now. It's lawless. People are going in the 7-Elevens and stealing and saying fuck you and shoplifting. And you can't walk down the street. So what did everybody do? They moved to Texas. They moved to Vegas. Well, that's all that's going to happen. You're going to say, I'm not going to take this, and I'm going to go move over here, or move where the jobs are, or we'll all move to Barcelona or Lisbon. I mean, we'll move to where we need to move. But if you have gold, you can do that. You can sell your gold. You can sell your Rolex, your Mantle card. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got so many cards and everything, and so much silver. I don't really know how I'm going to. What am I going to do to move it? I don't know if I can FedEx it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably have to put a bunch of silver in my bag and pay whatever, and then keep taking some over there. Set up Jenna and Irina and Dario silver business, because I don't. How am I going to take 500 ounces of silver on an airplane? I guess I could, but maybe ship. Bobby Bo. Thank you, Bobby. Yeah, yesterday I had some bullshit going on with unemployment and everything. Today I have a seminar I got to take, a workshop at 1:00. So I'm on a little early. I'll have to get off at 12:30, and then I'll probably try to circle back. It's 1 to 2:30. I'll probably turn on a movie watching it. And then just come back, but I got to do it or they'll cut my unemployment. It's such bullshit. Leave it to the communists. I leave for Philly at 11:15, and then I leave for Barcelona at 7:25 from Philly. I come back the following Friday. I'll be flying the 21st. Looks like I'll be back about 3 o'clock. Go ahead, Bobby. Ask your questions. Just ask your questions. You don't have to say I have questions. Just ask your questions is fine. Go ahead. I'll wait for that. But otherwise, so you got to get out of the banking system, because not only are you going to lose it, but if they want to then confiscate you, they want to steal your house, if they want to, like, you owe us money, they're just going to take it out of your bank account. But if you don't have anything in the bank account and it's in gold, they don't know you have it. They only know you have it when you sell it, but they don't know if you have any more. So I sell an ounce for 50 grand. They don't know if I have any more. And that's the beauty of these quarter ounces and half ounces. You know, I can get 10,000 worth. I don't have to sell the whole ounce. Silver, I was showing the prices of silver and gold today, Bobby. So silver's 25.30, and then gold was 2020. So we're seeing that $26 silver that Andrew McGuire spoke about, and then once we see that, how long is the 35 until it hits 35, and then bye 20s? Now you're in the 30s, and hello 50s, and hello 500s, and hello 1000s. So we'll do that. As far as I know, I can still use credit and debit cards in Spain and ATMs. They're still taking the dollar, but if I went to Russia, I would be, I couldn't survive in Russia. I mean, I'd have to take the silver. I think they would take that, but my credit card wouldn't work. My debit card wouldn't work. My ATM wouldn't work. So I'd be fucked in Russia. And I won't go to China. I'll never get out. Oh, don't worry, Bobby. I'm just saying, just spit it out. That's why it's live, so you can just ask. So what's the difference from the vested BS current total balance of a 401k? Is it that vested what we can actually take out? And at below 59.5, I heard there's a fee to withdrawing. So will I get fee first, then tax next year, or how does that work again? I always forget and want to hear from a reliable source. Thank you, Bobby. So let me try to understand. A vested 401k, is it the vested amount what we can actually take out? I'm trying to understand the definition of vested. So let's say you got 100,000 in your 401k, right? As far as I know, if your balance is 100,000, you can take the 100,000 out. The vested wouldn't hit your account. So I think the vested is like the employer matches and things like that. So let's take a look at what the hell vested means. Here you go, Bobby. Here's your quarter ounce gold, 661. We're doing well today on eBay. We're doing really 21.50 on eBay for your 1 ounce gold. There's silver, 25.23. Gold's at 2007. All right, so let's head back up to Google and let's look at vested. The vested definition: secured in the possession of or assigned to a person. The state law vested the ownership of all wild bird. Well, that's a stupid one. What it means to be vested. Vesting is a retirement plan, means ownership. This means that each employee will vest or own a certain percentage of their account in the plan each year. An employee was 100% vested in his or her account owns 100% of it, and the employer cannot forfeit or take it back. So are you 100% vested in your 401k? So if you're 100% vested, all that money's yours. If it's 60%, that means the employer still holds 40%. But if you're talking to your baseball, I would think you'd be 100% vested. So I'd be surprised on that one. So that's what it means. So you'll have to tell me how much percentage. Now, yes, you're under 59, and I think it's 62 now. There's a fee to withdraw. Yes, there's a 10% penalty to pull your IRA out. I know I did it before. So you pay 10% in penalty, and then you add it to your income. So when I pulled, so we'll use Professor as an example. So I had 90,000 in my stock account, IRA. And I wanted to buy gold. So I got 25,000 left in there. So I took 60,000, let's say. And there's no penalty because I was over 62. And then what I did would be to add it to my tax return. So it'd ask you IRA distributions or whatever, and you put in 50,000. It adds it to your income, and then you pay tax on it that way. I didn't have a choice on the state tax. When I pulled it, it automatically took the state tax of in Michigan 4.25%. So grabbing 20,000, I had to pay 800 in state of Michigan taxes without a choice. The federal, I was able to say, don't tax it because I wanted to buy gold. So I wanted enough money to buy gold. So my thought process was, I don't want it in stocks. It was sitting in cash, and then I wanted to buy gold. So I took it out, went to my bank account. I ran to the bank, got as much cash as I could get. I went 20 grand, 20 grand, 20 grand, go to the bank, go to the gold store, buy the gold. So that's what I did. I still have a little bit left in it. And then when I did my taxes, I then added it to the tax line. But if you're over 62, you don't have to pay the 10% penalty. It's bullshit. It's your money. I don't know why they would penalize you for that, but it is supposedly a retirement thing. If I had to do it over again, I would never have done it. I would have just kept my money and paid the tax as it's due, and off I go. And I wouldn't have taken all this out, but I thought gold was going to go up by the end of the year. So I took 25 grand in December thinking I better buy gold now because it's going to go to the moon. And I wanted to buy it before it went to the moon. Now it's going to go to the moon in the summer. I got a 25K left in there that I can use. My buddy was asking me, the one who might leave his job. I didn't want to give him the wrong info. I think the fee is to deter people from withdrawing so they can stay on jobs longer. Well, I don't know about that. It's just the whole intent is it's a retirement thing, right? And at the time they set up retirement for 59 and a half, then they moved it to 62. But the whole intent is when you do it, so let's say you're 35 and you do your IRA, you don't pay tax on it, right? So you made 100 grand and you do $10,000 and now you only pay tax on 90 grand. And so because of that, they didn't want you to do that and then the next year pull your money out without a penalty. So that's really what it is. The penalty is that, but he's got to wait till he's 62 to not pay the penalty. However, to weigh it out, it's still probably better to pay the penalty and the tax and buy the gold if that's what you're trying to do or whatever his purpose is. Oh, that's good. Smart of you, Bobby. You're thinking like an INFJ. We want to help people. For instance, my friend can't get his 401k out unless he leaves the job, or else you will need some cozy reasoning as to why he can take money out. Seriously? Isn't that his money to do what he wants, his part of it? So he spoke with the company man or whoever, it was him. Well, wait a minute. If he's got 20 grand and that's 100% vested, and then the other 20 grand is 50% vested. So the company, he's got the money, but he hasn't fulfilled the time to get the vesting to 100%. I would think he can get his money that's 100% vested out. Now, if none of his money's 100% vested, I can see why they don't want him to take it. But if he has some of his money that's 100% vested, he should be able to take the money out and go buy gold with it. This is the problem with 401ks. Don't get a gold 401k. Again, you don't own the money. You don't own the gold. Just for you, Bobby. This is coming on this is going to Jenna. So that's why I showed you this. This was like, I bought it for $550. It's now $645. So I'm doing all right, but it's still too young to sell. But you don't want this in an IRA, or you don't want this in an ETF. You want this in your fucking hand. And he should be able to get his. Now, if his reasoning should be, I need the money, I want the money, he could maybe say, I want to buy gold. I don't know. But if it's his money and he's 100% vested, and yes, he's got to pay penalty and tax, and he's willing to do that, he should be able to take the money. Does he want to buy gold with it? Sounds like most of it is vested from the numbers he told me. Well, even in my mind, if he's 100% vested, that's his money. The company's matched it, but why can't he take it if it's his money? Now, granted, he needs to wait till he's 62, but if he needs the money, he needs the money. What if, I don't know, his daughter's getting married, he needs money to pay for the wedding. Well, why can't he take the money? It's his money. It's 100% vested. So I don't know why I would have him say, I want it. Why can't I take it and get an answer? But say I talked to my economist, and as long as it's 100% vested and I need the money, I don't know why. Yes, I understand I have to pay a penalty and tax on it. I understand that. I'm not trying to not do that, but I do want the money I need. And then try to get an answer what the company need, why does the company need an explanation? And again, you're not messing around with the unvested part. You're just taking the 100% vested. But he needs to get out into the gold and silver, and you need to buy more gold before that goes through the roof. So I guess Saudi Arabia said, we're in BRICS now. And so you don't have much time, Bobby. This is not sticking around 600. A little bit more. Now I can still get it for 5 something at my coin store if I can find it. Last time I was in, all his silver was stained. So when I went and got this, right? So I got this. This is nice. This is nice and silver. Half of it was like brown stain. I says, you're going to give me the full price on stain? He says, yeah, as long as it's not scratched. I'm like, what the fuck does it matter? It's an ounce of silver. An ounce of silver is an ounce of silver. So he's still 35 at his store. And yet I just checked eBay for everybody, and they're going for 40 to 45, the 1 ounce silvers. These that I just showed you are going for 33 to 35. He didn't have any to ask him that. He was selling a China Panda for 31, and then the Eagle that I bought, I still got for 35. So I bought 10 more ounces just because it's so cheap, and because Andrew McGuire said it's all going to 26 to 35. So I said, well, I better get in now, because if I don't buy it at if I don't buy it at 50, if I don't buy it now, I don't want to start buying it at 50. I'll hate myself, because I'm the piper going, buy it. So I'm the one who got to put up or shut up. So this is going to Jenna for our trip. I'll see you Friday. Now, when I go through, and I already said this, but I'll repeat it for you, Bobby, I'm going to take it out and put it in my pocket. And when you get to the plastic things where you take your shoes and your belt off, I'm going to put it there with some quarters, and I'm going to put my phone and my wallet next to it in my belt. They'll just see a bunch of money or coins. They won't care. And then it goes back into this. I don't want to put this down, and then they're going, what's that white thing? And then it draws attention to the gold and silver. This will be in my case, but I'll carry it on, and then I'll put it back in my pocket, and then do that. It's funny because I sweat a lot, and I always get stuck at the whatever you call it, the biometrics, because of the sweat. And then they always see the sweat, and but I always have that problem, and I get through anyway. Once in a while, they check my suitcase for certain things, but usually, I don't put anything in there. The only thing I got is my razor and my cologne. That, are they going to stop it or not? I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know. Can you bring a razor on the plane, or can you bring the 4-ounce Polo cologne? I'm hoping they won't make a big deal out of it, but they might. I don't know. But I couldn't open it up to pour it in a plastic to take just the plastic. I didn't. I tried unscrewing it. Then I start spraying the cologne. I go, this is ridiculous. I wasn't going to do that. So hopefully it'll go through. If not, I got to go buy another $50 bottle of cologne. But hopefully it will. Anyway, I checked Spain. I should be able to use the ATMs, the debit and credit cards. Should be no problem. Again, other countries aren't taking the dollar, but not the Eurozone still taking it. So, Switzerland, I think, is taking it. So really, if I go to Russia or China, I'd be fucked. Or Saudi Arabia. I don't know that they're the only one I think is Russia, because we're sanctioning them. They're not really sanctioning us. So I couldn't go visit Russia. I couldn't get in anyway, but my money would be worthless there. I wouldn't be able to do anything with it. What else? So that's what's going on. Gold spiking, silver spiking, huge. This money's going out. And I love all these elitists trying to do their little control play, and Bill Gates owning all this land. Well, is Bill Gates going to farm all this land? And if he doesn't, the fat, ugly dollar is going to be the fat, ugly farmland, and he's going to be sitting on all this farmland that's going to be fucking useless. So just because Gates thinks he's being smart by buying it, he's really not. I mean, I don't get, okay, I'll own farmland. Like I said, I can go buy land, but what am I going to do with it? And if it's not next to Caesar's Palace, does it have a value? No, it's just like anything else. It's not going to have a value. So that's kind of where I'm at. All right. See, I got a bullshit call or text from Kenzie. Teaching class now. Okay, take your time. Why did you send me that? What am I supposed to do with that, Bobby? Take your time. Yeah, well, believe me, I'm not rushing for you, but I got the seminar, so I'll go till 22, and then I'll probably come back after. I'm all packed. I've been to the bank. I mailed my taxes, so pretty much set. I just got to pack my pills. The computer will be packed tomorrow. The plugs will be packed tomorrow. You got to take this to go to Europe. If you ever go to Europe, Bobby, you need this, because your plug won't plug into the wall. This does. And then you plug into this. So this is Europe, Middle East, Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean. There's so many countries that our plug doesn't work. So you got to get that. It's crazy. This stays in my pants. This stays in my pants. That'll never leave me. My wallet and my gold doesn't leave my side. But once I give it to Jenna, then it's up to her to keep it. What else? So, anyway, what's going to ruin this little plan of theirs is going to be money. As this goes to zero, the government goes out. how does the government operate without money? And therefore, the gold and silver is going to protect everybody. It's going to protect us. You can't lose with it. It's not going to zero, and they can't take it from you because they don't know you got it. Oh, they might, I don't think they'll want to tax it. So when you do cash it in, then they'll grab some gold. But, nobody's coming to my house saying, give me your gold. And I don't know how you make it illegal, because then you put all these coins out and the government prints gold. So I don't know how they put themselves out. And then everything else, they stop being able to afford anything if there's no money. I heard this whole spiel yesterday. Oh, they're going to control us in these 15-mile cities. What if I want to go to Vegas? I can't fly to Vegas. Do you think Vegas is going to be happy with that? You think the MGM people are going to be happy that people from Detroit can't fly there? Oh, only the elite? Well, where's the elite getting their money from? Because all their money is going to be worthless. The stocks of Bill Gates isn't going to have a penny. Buffett has $2 billion in cash, will be worth zero. He's got some silver. They both have a little silver, but that's it. And then I hear they want to take our property. So if you have no money in gold in a bank account and no property, what are they going to do? They can't take shit. So let's see. This is probably Jenna going. Yeah, Jenna. Okay. So Jenna just took a 21-hour train from Eastern Ukraine to Poland. In train to Krakow, tired. So she's still on the train. Can you imagine being on a train for 21 hours going, 20, 30 miles an hour? So she's on the train. She'll be there soon. So I got her a hotel at the airport in Krakow. Krakow is Poland. So she's training to Poland. And by the way, they check the tracks for mines. Could you imagine taking a fucking train and they're checking the tracks for fucking mines? Can you believe the shit they got to put up with so the U.S. can fight with Russia? So she'll get to Poland. She'll take a bus to the airport. I got her a hotel at the airport, and then tomorrow she'll just take a shuttle to whatever terminal and gate. And in Krakow, it's probably as big as my apartment. That's what I love about these European airports. Most of them, except for Amsterdam, these ones in the Ukraine, they're so small. The one in Lviv, there's 4 terminals. I love it. It's very, very small terminals and stuff like that. So security is very quick. I mean, you don't have to worry about half the shit. When there was COVID, they had a little ambulance outside the gate, and you would go in and take your COVID test. 5 minutes later, you'd get the test, and you'd go into the airport. And, I mean, it was beautiful. Why don't we have it here? Because this is our government, right? So I don't believe the government's smart enough to do any of this bullshit they're trying to scare us. And I just ignore it because I understand economics. I go, you cannot run a government without this. And if the government doesn't want to admit to this, you cannot run a government. If this hits the Titanic and is worthless, who's working at the government without getting paid? Nobody. And then are you going to put Shell and Mobil and Exxon out of business because you don't want gas-powered cars or whatever? Are they really going to just sit there and take it? I doubt it. So that's why I don't see this thing working at all. They'll buy them out. My friend said, well, they'll buy them out. I go, how are they going to buy them out? They don't have any money. They're all Keynesians. They don't understand gold. They just think they'll just keep printing more and more money and nothing will happen to the money. It won't lose its value. That's why nobody wants it, and it's going out. It's the fat, ugly girl, as the farmland will be for Bill Gates. Nobody will want it. Nobody will be able to afford it. What you going to do? Do it? He's going to have to pay taxes on it, and then what you're going to use? There won't even be money. She wasn't calling. She was texting me on Telegram. I never heard of Telegram before. And she won't give me a picture. And I called her. It was funny. I called her. Oh. It was for that 1 o'clock seminar. Anyway, I've got the. She's just texting me on Telegram. So I keep saying, I called her. I said, "Do svidaniya, Comrade Yuri." That's what I'm calling her now. Is Comrade Yuri. Because it says, if you're real, you would send me a picture and you would call me like any other adult would do. And you don't do that because you can't, because you're not real. So I've smelled out her bluff. She thinks she's Teddy KGB. And I'm like, no. I don't play that game. You're talking to the professor here. Then she started calling me weak. And I said, don't confuse me being nice with me being weak. I ain't weak, ass Phil. So don't confuse the two. So I straightened her ass out there. I basically, her little candy ass. I gave her the rock bottom on that, Bobby. It's like an Instagram. I got this girl texting me, and I told her to send me an audio message, and she's stalling. Well, even that can be wrong. You need a visual, right? If you saw me, Bobby, in Tampa, you would know it's me because this is real. That's how I do like Jenna. I met her on Skype and I saw it was her. And when I got there, it was her. There was no fooling around. But when you get these girls texting you, you don't want a phone call because it could be anybody. You want this. You want to do a Skype or a Teams when you can see, and I can say, okay, Kenzie, it's you. I asked her for a video. I asked another one for a video. Now, I've gotten videos from other girls. Well, Jenna does it a lot, or Daria, where they'll send me, hi, dear, and here's a video of me. And they're out whatever they're doing. And you can see it. It's them. You know, it's them. No problem. I know it's them. But when I ask these girls to do it who want the money, I can't. My manager won't let me. And I'm going, okay, Yuri, Comrade Yuri, Ivan, what Russian name do you want me to call you? So I do that also, where I just don't believe, if you want a picture of me, here's a picture of me. This other girl, I tried getting her on WhatsApp, and she said, well, if you send $150 to my manager, you'll get my real WhatsApp number. And I go, well, you can have my number for nothing. Like, why would I pay $150 for your phone number? I mean, it's so stupid. Just communicate with me. Send me the video. Like, if you're real, you'll send the video. And when they're fake, they're not. And I find the Europeans are much more real than the Americans. The Americans are stupid. And they think we're stupid. That's the most insulting. Is like, you're talking to a professor. Are you out of your fucking mind? You think this little shit's gonna work? So I don't buy it at all. Anyway, so gold and silver are running, Bobby. Buy as much as you can now. You have maybe 3 weeks. That's what the president of Nigeria or one of those Kenya said. The president talking, he said, well, if you finance people, you better get out of U.S. money. You got a few weeks and to get out of the U.S. money is what he told his people or whoever. So I give you 3 weeks, Bobby, but you don't understand how pissed you're going to be is if you don't buy it now and silver goes to 500 an ounce, you're going to be, fuck, I could have got it at 30 and now I got to spend 500 on it. And it's just, it's like anything. You could get it at 10 and you pay 20 for it. You're pissed. So that's what I'm trying to prevent. But you can't go wrong. Just buy as much as you can possibly afford. And like I hit the credit card and I said, well, when gold goes up, I'll sell 1 ounce. I'll buy 10 ounces of silver with the credit card, and then I can sell 1 ounce to pay it off. And the other nine is gold. So that's how I looked at it. If I needed to buy more, but I was cash short. And that's about it. Oh, Bobby, you'll like this. So I applied to a job at Harley Davidson, senior financial analyst, of course, in January. And I didn't hear. Today, I'm at the bank putting money into the debit card. And the guy calls me and he says, they want to interview you tomorrow. I said, well, I'm traveling. And I said, but I have some time in the afternoon. So I'm going to be in the Philadelphia airport at 5 o'clock. I got an interview with Harley Davidson for a senior financial analyst job, which will be remote. And he said they sent 12 resumes and I was the only one taken. I said, well, I'm the professor. I understand that. So I got to be careful not to talk Austrian economy if they're not Austrians, if they're Keynesians. So you got to be a little bit politically and just stick to, I can do high level Excel and economics and be careful with gold and silver talk. Kind of let them lead you to what they are. So you got to shut up and be an INFJ, and I'll sense what I can say. I'll sense if I can talk about it or not. Some people will like it, if I'm Harley Davidson, I'm selling everything and buying gold. But that's about it. But I think they'll have a better chance of surviving because you're selling motorcycles versus cars. But if they're electric, you still got to charge them. The whole charging thing is ridiculous, and the whole battery thing's ridiculous. So anyway, I get to Philly at 1 o'clock. My plane leaves at 7:25, which means I got to board at 6:25, maybe 6:15. So it works out fine. From 5 to 5:30, I can take a Teams call on here. Probably fine. I'm flying American Airlines, so I'll probably look for their courtesy lounge and take the call there. I don't want to be at the gate with it, but I said I'm traveling. I'm at the airport, so I'll take it. But I might, I'm not going to be at home and all that shit. So we will see. Otherwise, taxes are due the 15th. Make sure you get them out of the fucking way. I just did a form for the state taxes. Like I'm on Free Tax USA, and the federal is free, but the fucking state's $15. And I had to do one for Michigan and one for Alabama. I'm paying $30 for you to file the state taxes. So I just did it myself. And off I went. And so that's all done. And I'm good to go. So I'm just about ready. Pretty much packed except for like the bullshit stuff that I need now, the computer, the plugs I'll put in my bag, this in my pocket, this in my pocket. And that's about it. And we will see. So it'll be a nice week. Laying the smack down on Jenna will be nice. She kind of teased me like, oh, a real boy. Kind of an inside joke there. Me and Bobby get it, but she excited to see me. So anyway, she'll be in Poland soon, and then she can get a good night's sleep and then fly out the next day. I think she got to stop in Warsaw and then go to Barcelona. It's not a long stop. She'll probably be there by 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And then, so a tip is if you're meeting your wife or girlfriend or your brother or somebody and you book the reservation. So let's put me, I talked to the hotel and said, Jenna's coming the day before me. Let her get the room and then I'll come and, because I know they want your passport and credit card to get the room. But I said, she's coming a day early. And they said, just have her give the booking number. And if they do the booking number, then that's fine. So she'll come with the booking number and they'll let her have the room. So keep in mind, if your girlfriend's or your wife's getting there a day ahead, as long as they have the reservation, the hotel will let them get the room, and then you get there the next day. You're doing an extension or payment plan with the IRS. I'm going to pay with debit card, and then just pay the debit. And I assume the debit card will go to zero, and I'll be fine. The IRA distributions I will do with a payment plan. So they'll say you owe it, and I'll say put me on a payment plan. And last time I owed like $1,000 because they fucked up my taxes. They contracted Ford. They didn't change their tax table, so all of a sudden I owed like $1,500. So I don't have it, and I was just going through divorce, and I owed child support, so I had no money, and they so they put me on it was $128 a month, and I paid $130, $140. I was in no hurry to pay the IRS. I didn't give a fuck. As long as I paid the $128, I didn't care. I finally paid all that shit off, so I will do a payment plan with them. But I assume before the payment plan even kicks in, the Titanic will have sunk. Therefore, they can't charge me because this is gone. So what do I owe you? All right, let's say I owe you $5,000, but this is gone. So how do I owe you $5,000 in what? This is gone. So I owe you zero because I can't pay you because there's nothing to pay you with. And I ain't bringing this shit up. This is the beauty of it. This is all hidden and secret. You want to go after my bank account? Go ahead. There's nothing in there. What are you going to go after? I don't have a house. I got an apartment. You can't take this. Not mine. I'm renting it. So the only thing they can do is maybe go after Social Security and grab that or grab part of that, but I don't think they will. I'll go on the payment plan. So if you owe a lot to the IRS, go on the payment plan. But with what we know of the currency, it won't last long. This is going to zero, that's for sure. So you want to get into this, and then you're off the radar. They can't come after that because they don't know you got it, which is why they don't want you to have it in the first place, which is why JP Morgan keeps the price low so you don't buy it because you don't think it's a good asset. That's why you got me. Jenna's about to smell with the professors. Yes, we're definitely going to be cooking. She's excited. And, I get her out of the war, which I don't know. It's not World War II, right? It's not the U.S. hitting Germany, Russia hitting Germany, and it's just bomb, 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 and bombed out buildings. I think once in a while a missile hits a city and they shoot it out of the air. I think that's all it is. She's able to go to the bank. She's able to go get groceries. She's able to go to the gym. So she's free enough to walk around and do that, and it's still open. I would think she's okay. So that's my point. I don't think it's war like we think it is. So Putin, I heard a thing with Putin yesterday. He's ready to end it. He's like, I don't need this war anymore. Let's end it already. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I got to go. I got the seminar in 15. I want to eat my avocado, and I'll probably watch a movie during it because it's something on stress that it's for unemployment. So I keep getting benefits. I got to do this stupid class, which is totally irrelevant to anything, but fine. If that's what I need to do, I'll do it. Anyway, I'll try to come back later. I can't come tomorrow. I'm probably leaving by 8:30. I'm not going to do this from the airport. I'll try to do it on Barcelona, maybe Sunday or Monday. We'll see how it's going, but we'll see. If anything big happens, like with gold or China, Russia, I'll try to do something on that. But otherwise, maybe I'll come back after my thing. All right. Have a nice day. www.teaserking.com. And we smell what you're cooking, what the rock's cooking. www.teaserking.com. Please email me if you have questions like Bobby or gold or silver. It's going through the roof. That's all that's going to happen.